the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, December 22nd, 2025. Happy holidays to all of y'all. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the good old Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, it's Tas Mellis.
Looks good in here today.
Over yonder, making the magic happen. It's our old friend. Give it up for Eshua Kid. Yeah.
How you guys doing?
You're making it look good.
How are you doing, Esh? You are panicking a little bit. You are.
Yeah, I'm stressed out, man. I'm stressed out. I don't know. JD's changed a lot of things since the last time I was here.
Yeah.
Hey, but we about to do it.
That's right. That's right.
That's the spirit.
That's exactly the spirit. Apologies for everyone on YouTube. We are running a little late here. We do have one monitor that just will not cooperate with Esh and his setup, but who cares? It look like, what do you think of the new digs? You hate them right now because none of it works, but what do you think of the look of it?
Everything looks so good in here. I like it a lot. I've been seeing it piece by piece, just watching the show. I have been in here for Thumb War a little bit.
Yes.
But I've been on that side of things. So this is the first time me being back behind this desk in months.
Yeah, it is so much easier over here than what JD and now you are doing.
Yeah, I hope he's having a good vacation playing pickleball right now.
Oh, yes, I'm sure he is. Okay, hello to everybody on YouTube. Hit the like button for Esh. Come on. Subscribe to No Dunks if you haven't. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. Don't you worry, it's going to sound flawless to you. You're not even going to know that monitor behind me isn't fake snowing. On today's show, we got some NBA news when it comes to new rules, Tas, that you may have predicted actually way back when, and some Hall of Fame news. But first, let's start with some NBA weekend winners. We decided we're not doing losers today. We're positive Pete's here in the holiday spirit, and it feels like there's so many winners to talk about. So why don't you get us started here?
Yeah, hopefully we won't just happen to mention some losers, because it might happen. It might happen.
I'm sure it will.
Let's start with the winners. Yes, the Minnesota Timberwolves are the same team every season. We question, is this team good? And then all of a sudden when they need to, whoa, they turn it up. Usually it happens late in the season, but they're doing it a little bit earlier. They're climbing those Western Conference standings. It's getting a little crowded. So when they need to do it, they do it. They had to do it against OKC on Friday.
Oh, good game.
Oh, what a game. Yeah. Anthony Edwards helps, the closer of all closers. But as I said, Minnesota kind of starts slow sometimes, and they did in this game, so much so that their head coach, Chris Finch, got so mad. He kind of wanted to, I think, light a spark under his team, and he got tossed because of it. It was a Julius Randle call as well. But Anthony Edwards kept this team going. They were so good at getting him out against OKC's great defense onto the side and those side pick and rolls to get him a little bit of space. They had other things going for them. They had no problem hitting super deep threes up top because we know OKC will trap you. And I thought Dante DiVincenzo banging home 4 threes really helped. Bones Highland of all people hitting 4 threes really helped. But I thought Minnesota also just did what they had to do to beat OKC. If they're going to beat OKC, you got to bully their big guys. They grabbed 18 offensive boards, and they also didn't turn it over, I think, by going to those side flanks a lot of the time. They only turned it over 13 times. Minnesota ended up winning this game in a close one. They could have won it by more. They missed 14 free throws in this game. They only shot 33 of 47. But as I said, those guys contributing in Dante, Bones Highland to get them to that point. On the other side, the Thunder were struggling. Another quiet night from Chet Holmgren. Jalen Williams, bad night, 17 points on 16 shots, same numbers as he had versus the Spurs, and they just weren't shooting the three all that well, but it was a close game because they're that good right until the end when Anthony Edwards did the Anthony Edwards thing. That step back on the left side against Cason Wallace, who played incredible defense right up in his face.
Yeah, good D, better O.
Yeah, and then go to the other end. Shea gets blocked by Anthony Edwards. It was a help block. Anthony Edwards grabs the board, and then a couple free throws at the other end. And then one more time. Can Shea do it? Anthony Edwards literally guards him one-on-one and steals it from him. So he closed it out, celebrates with his buddy, Bones Highland there. So a great weekend start. We'll get into their second game, but what did you make of that incredible game?
Like you said, you have to play near perfect basketball, it feels like, to beat OKC. Only their third loss. They're human. They're 25-3. Will we start wondering if they can even hit 70 wins at some point here? But yeah, it was awesome. I love that Minnesota is like, hey, I think I said this a week or so ago. Like, they're doing the thing like, hey, we'll catch up later. Don't forget about us, you elite teams in the Western Conference. And like after this weekend, obviously some big wins and big performances. It's nice to sort of probably consider them with your Thunder, with your Nuggets, with your Rockets, and maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lakers, I guess. So it's exciting. Just like it's great to have another juggernaut team that has been to 2 Western Conference Finals in a row. And it's like we do forget about them at times because they start slowly. But I love the Ant takeover.
The Ant takeover was phenomenal. And they're doing it a little bit earlier this season, it feels like. They moved up to 5th in the Western Conference standings, and they're not far from, obviously, 4th, 3rd from 2nd. So it feels like they're coming on. And Anthony Edwards just needs to get going. He is the guy that gets them going. But they do start slowly in games, like they did on Sunday versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, they're down double digits at half. But they just turned it on in the third quarter. That's why they're one of the best second half teams in the NBA. Second half of each game, they are one of the better teams. They went on a run 23-2 in the second half after losing Jaden McDaniels in the first half, after having Anthony Edwards have a terrible shooting night overall, 7 of 24. They went on that run. Milwaukee didn't score for 6 minutes because they just played bully ball again. Rudy Gobert, 6 offensive boards after having 5 versus OKC. Dante DiVincenzo, again, 4 threes. TJ Shannon, a guy who's you don't really consider, but they need some guard help. That's why Bones Highland is really important. That's why TJ Shannon hitting 3 threes in the fourth quarter. He's an older young guy in the NBA. He's 25 years old. And then Bones Highland running over Bill Kennedy. I don't know if you saw that in the corner. Running over the referee, Bill Kennedy. Didn't help him up or anything. Just went straight to the bench. I have a question. What does he like, Bill Kennedy? I want to know. We'll get to actually 2 players that Trey questioned whether or not they like each other a little later in this show. Some big name players. That's just a segue. Either way, and close it again. Even though, again, bad shooting night, he goes to old school ball, that banker from the mid-range. The guy will play mid-range. The guy will bank it. So we're watching Anthony Edwards. Can he grow? Can he grow into literally a guy that takes a team to the finals? I know we're all taking OKC in general, but
tough to beat 4 out of 7 times for sure.
Yeah, but as I said about Denver, even when OKC was whatever they were, 22-1, I still consider Denver a legitimate threat. And here comes Minnesota to join that crew. They're really, really close to the Denver and the Houston twosome that now Houston had lost an ugly game. I don't know if we'll call them a loser, but they lose to the Sacramento Kings. Either way, the West is tough.
Yeah. I liked what about the Wolves here. The second game is like, it's not pretty, and they just eked it out with the 103-100 victory, but it's like you can have these huge games against the Thunder, you bring it, you obviously get the victory, and then you can just have a massive letdown. That we see that time and time again. A lot of times we do this Monday show. There's a lot of teams that like split their games over the weekend. One big win and then one real disappointing loss. But that wasn't the case. They got the W. 19-10 is their record. And I love those Prince purple jerseys that they're rocking too. Yeah, it's a good look.
It is a good look.
Ant likes playing in those too. So he's not going to be making a lot of like top 5 MVP ballot lists with the season he started with so far, but could he start to get into those conversations again as we go on? Yeah, absolutely, because he's still an elite talent. But Minnesota was a pretty obvious winner of the weekend, I thought, especially not only beating the Thunder. I mean, that's almost enough right there, but then following it up with the victory on Sunday.
Yeah, and they're on pace for like a 54-win season, which is kind of what was expected. Sure. Their over-under line was about 50-50.5. So they are exceeding it a little bit. And as I said, and as you implied about Anthony Edwards' slow start, they are turning it on a little bit earlier this season than they have in the past. So Anthony Edwards' slow start to the season, sure. But here they come. The question is, will they go and try and get a guard help to help create and not have to rely on Dante DiVincenzo, Bones Highland, and literally a Conley, or a TJ Shannon? They need one more guy probably just to help out there a little bit, because they don't rely on Rob Dillingham, who they yanked this weekend from the rotation. That's the question, if they go get some other guy like a-hole Chris Paul, perhaps. I think there's a chance. So they're ready. This Western Conference, man, it's a bloodbath.
My biggest winner of the weekend is the Sixers backcourt, who played outstanding back-to-back basketball to help them go 2-0 over the weekend. Starting to see Philadelphia 76ers fans tweet that Vince Carter clip where he's super emotional. He's going like this, and like the caption along with it is Sixers fans really got Maxey and Edgecombe here, a backcourt for the next decade. And you're just like, I can't believe this is our life because it's awesome right now. On Friday, Maxey scored 30. VJ Edgecombe had 23. Philadelphia became just a second team to go into Madison Square Garden and beat the Knicks 116-107. So those two guys, awesome in the fourth quarter. They combined for 18 points in that final frame. And then they followed it up on Saturday. Maxey even better. He scored 38 points, including 7 during a key like fourth quarter run. And Edgecombe added 26 as the 76ers defeated the Mavericks. These guys are legit. This is awesome. You see a lot of these lists, right? Like, who's got the best young squad in the league? The Spurs come to mind, a bunch of other teams with great young talent. But, like, these two, this backcourt, I mean, they're just, the athleticism is off the charts. Maxey with his speed and his, like, stop-and-go vibe that he has, and when the threes fall in, good luck guarding him. And then Edgecombe is just, like, a super athlete out there. And it feels like he scores all his points either in the first quarter or in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't hear from him in quarters 2 to 3, but it doesn't matter. He sets the tone, and then he ends all these games with big shots. So Sixers fans feeling pretty good. Both these wins came without Joel Embiid. Paul George sat the one, and they took care of business. Impressive stuff from this backcourt.
The backcourt is ridiculous. Edgecombe doing it like a rookie. Everything else running through, whether it's Maxey or Embiid, and he just plays off of them. And he does it so freaking well. You could see how ready he is for the moment already. He is going to be there for a long time. The offensive rebounds, the hustling, just diving to the floor, so you don't have to call a lot of stuff for him.
No.
As Joel Embiid said recently, he just has to play off of other guys. But to do it without Joel Embiid for 2 games is remarkable. So they got an incredible backcourt. They also have a great front court going. Andre Drummond can shoot threes all of a sudden, and he's old. He hit 3 threes against the New York Knicks, by far the most of his career in one single game.
Yeah.
He's hit 15 threes this season. Before the season, he had hit 18 in his career.
Wow.
It took him 13 seasons to hit 18. Now he's got 15 this season. Old dogs can learn new tricks.
I guess
he's
so.
old.
And he is old, and he plays. I think I even heard Maxey after the Mavericks win. He's doing like the sort of interview there on the floor talking to the broadcast booth, and he brought up like, they asked him about Drummond and his contributions. Like, look, coming into the season, I don't think we thought, like, we got old guys, Ed Lowry, Eric Gordon, and Drummond, and we weren't probably expecting him to play all that much, but Drummond has. Obviously with the Embiid factor, and he's been awesome. And then the other big, how about Dominic Barlow for the Sixers? I mean, this guy used to play in the G League for the Hawks here in the Skyhawks. We saw him multiple times down at the small arena there, and he's getting an opportunity, and he's bringing the hustle, and he's obviously doing the little dirty things or like the little things to make you win games. He had an awesome play where like he hit the floor, grabbed the ball, and like threw an incredible somehow pass from his like lying down to start the fast break for the Sixers. So, yeah, it's impressive. And in both these wins, too, Nurse, he's made the decision to end with, obviously, Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and then Jared McCain is starting to round into form. His shot, he still hasn't found that. That's, you're waiting on that if you're a Sixers fan. But he's looking a little bit more like himself where he's, like, contributing and making these, like, deflections and steals and rebounds. And he's a smart player. So with Grimes, he's struggling to score right now. Nurse has gone to McCain a little bit here with the superstar backcourt, and it's working. Like, that's a small team, but it's working.
Yeah. And when we were looking forward to this season, and you think of the Philadelphia 76ers maybe getting a little too old on one side, you think there's some young guys that could do things. We didn't expect VJ Edgecombe to be this good. No. And we expected Jared McCain to be part of it. So here he comes
He's coming on.
To join those young guys, but to contribute along with the Drummond, who knew this was coming. And Adam Bona, I think, has been really, really key just to help out hustle as a big man and board and block shots. So, yeah, this team is becoming well-rounded.
Yeah, Nick Nurse said about Jared McCain after Saturday night's win, he was a plus 29, tons of poking the ball away, tons of just making plays, tons of getting to the free throw line when we needed a couple points. And then he said, and I like this, wait until he goes about 7 of 10 from 3 one of these nights because it's coming too.
Yeah.
Probably will. One of these days he's going to pop off and then that shot will start dropping for him. But
because he started injured this season.
Absolutely.
So that's a part of it.
Yeah. So Sixers 16-11, I believe, good for 4th in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
And Maxey is he should be an all-star starter. If you're filling out your all-star ballots, hard pressed to leave him off. I mean,
No,
Brunson's got to
he's
be there
there.
too, and we'll get to him. But yeah, and like you said, VJ Edgecombe, I think that's 4 straight games with 20 plus points. He was going against Cooper, was the other part of it. A couple nice defensive stands, I thought, on Cooper, making life difficult.
Yeah.
Because his athleticism he's just one of these guys in a league full of athletes. He's sort of just leveled up on these guys. I think Liberty Ballers compared to everyone else when they are playing against him look like they're wearing cement shoes because he's just so explosive. He had the one stop on Cooper Flagg, like great D, forced Cooper into sort of a bad shot. And then he just decided to grab the defensive rebound and he was off to the races. There were 3 Mavs back and he just cut his way so easily through them. They didn't put up a lot of fight. Like Najee Marshall, what the hell were you doing there? Stop the ball a little bit. But he does show oh my God, he's just off the charts with his speed and power and just poise too. Yeah, hell of a rook.
Yeah. In a number 2 role for the majority of the season.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And it's helped out Maxey.
Maxey loves this kid.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Every time. Every interview I see brings it up.
Yeah.
Just how it's made his life easier. Yeah.
It's a shocker that the Sixers are this good, that Maxey has somebody to help him. Last year at the beginning of the season, with the same scenario with Embiid and Paul George, a lot of it, not being able to rely on those guys. He needed somebody. Bang, you got a rookie, and here he is. That's why it is surprising, but Edgecombe is totally comfortable being the number 2 guy. Didn't see this coming from the Philadelphia 76ers.
Let's do another round.
Yeah, and
you got?
that's why I think it segues extremely well to the Boston Celtics. I think we're sticking with teams here that are sort of in the second-ish tier of their conference with the Wolves, Sixers, now the Celtics.
Yep.
I did not expect these Celtics to be as good as they are. And what scares me about them is how they beat the Heat on Friday night, because they were down in the fourth quarter, but this team knows how to shoot threes and can somehow come back in big ways. They can make a huge swing like they did in the fourth quarter against the Heat, hitting 10 of 15 threes. Splash, splash, splash. Missoula will have those guys shooting threes as he has in years past, and they looked freaking fantastic doing that. Guys from everywhere on the floor. Jalen hit a couple. Simons hit one. Sam Hauser, who we never talk about but can obviously hit threes, hit 4 threes in the quarter. Hugo Gonzalez, and then Derek White, who's become so hot. He had a huge 3-point game overall, 9 threes overall to swing this game. And he started the season slowly, just like he did last year, and he's coming on. He bumped up his 3-point percentage by 2 full points on Friday night. It's similar to last year. And then after the game, he dropped 33, 6 assists, 5 boards, blocked 4 shots. Eric Spoelstra on the other side said, I think he's the most underrated player in the league. He does whatever you need. Tonight, obviously, he showed to be a scorer in all the different facets. Defensively, he just does so many things. He's the best shot-blocking guard in the league. I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
He has been so, so good. And the Celtics, back-to-back Saturday, they play Toronto.
Yeah, they did.
And, if we're going to get into losers, we're going to get into losers.
Yeah, the Raptors are lucky we're not doing an actual loser segment because they would get it.
No doubt. They got out-hustled.
Yes.
The guys on the bench this time, this is something, again, we didn't expect the Celtics to have coming into the season, really the depth. Luka Garza grabbed 9 offensive boards in this game. The Raptors got out-hustled. And then Hugo Gonzalez, he had 10 boards, 9 on the defensive end, and a monstrous dunk in the fourth to seal it, a rookie. They got it all. To go with Pritchard's 33 as the lead guy, Peyton Pritchard.
Peyton Pritchard always kills the Raptors.
Yeah, there's something about it, man.
He owns them. I swear, he's has his best games always against the Raptors. They have no answer for him.
Gotta check the stats.
Oh.
Peyton Pritchard versus Toronto Raptors.
kills them.
Pretty damn good, whatever it is.
Well, for the last couple of years, at least. I mean, the Celtics own the Raptors. Yeah. I think it's it's an insane record over the last 20 games. It's like 17-3 or something. They always beat them.
Yeah.
And he's always had big games. But you're right. That was an effort, a disappointing effort from the Raptors. They are holding themselves like they're this good team. No, you're not. You're maybe your talented guys can just get by on talent in Ingram and maybe Barnes, but he's more of a hustle guy too, or he should be. Everybody else has to compete and try. You're not going to coast on talent here, guys. And they didn't in that game. They weren't much better against the Nets, too.
Oh, they scored 81 points against the Brooklyn Nets. I thought it was the year 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a loser the weekend if you only score 81 points. And Jakob Poeltl comes in after missing 2 games. He's got back problems. And they sit him in the first quarter. because he's got back problems and he leaves the game. And so that's scary. But also, guys, just stop shooting in that particular game. I didn't think we were getting to losers. We'll just do this quickly. Scotty Barnes, specifically, Emmanuel quickly to start. He got better, but they weren't looking to shoot. Yeah, man, positive. RJ Barrett might be back. He is in pregame workouts, blah, blah. Anyway, that was disappointing for the Raps.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway with our winners from the Eastern Conference is the Sixers to me, the Celtics, I mean, the Magic, who did have a big Desmond Bane, basically game-winning layup against the Jazz in a crazy game. They won that one. They are a tier above the Raptors. And I know the records may not really see much of a difference. You're like, what? No, they're there. No, they're not. They're better teams because generally they play harder is my big takeaway. So those teams are above them. They are actually, like now when you're looking at the standings, it's really close, of course, but at the end of the season, they will be too. I'm a little worried here about the Raps, and maybe they'll make a move to try and shake things up. But
yeah,
Celtics, man. Yeah, they're like these guys. That's the thing. They always they're going to come like all their guys, no matter who's playing, who's getting an opportunity. They're going to play hard. They're going to play hard, and they're going to play their role. You have to play hard in this league to win freaking games.
Yeah, and the Raptors, I don't want to keep on bringing up Jakob Poeltl and his back problems, but it's a problem. They're thin with their bigs, and if he's not playing, if he is his nickname on Basketball Reference, Jakob Puddle, if he is like a puddle of himself, and he's not playing, I don't like that nickname for it. But they give him this big extension. Literally, he just sat 2 games to preserve his back.
Yeah.
They haven't been playing a lot because of the schedule, and he's hurt again.
Yeah.
So that is scary. They're a teeny tiny team. So any of those teams in the Eastern Conference can just bully, out rebound. When you got a Luka Garza,
I was just going to say this should be the one limitation of the Celtics, right? They're bigs. I mean, but it's Keita, it's Garza, Shireman. Give me some other white guy, Gonzalez. You said. I mean, it was Derek White and white guys destroying the Raptors there in that first game of the weekend for them, or second game for the Celtics, I should say.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Another win of the weekend. 2 guys on the Knicks I want to give some love to: Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson. We'll start with Jalen Brunson because it's pretty obvious. This guy's heater that he's on, the Brunson burner, the heater is not turning off anytime soon. Led the Knicks to the NBA Cup win last week. He got MVP honors, rightfully so. Kept his dominant ways going here. 47.0 turnover masterclass. Let's call it that in New York's 132 to 125 win over Miami on Sunday. That's a new career high for Brunson at Madison Square Garden. In December, he's averaging over 30 points per game. He's got like a 61% true shooting percentage in December. And by the way, December, like we're like 9 or 10 games played here. He's just one of the toughest assignments for defenders because of his ability to just score off the dribble, if we're being honest. And obviously being able to go both ways and to draw fouls and to throw the lobs to Mitchell Robinson, just keep you on your back heels. He's on one right now, and the 3 was falling there against the Heat. Great game. 47.0 turnovers for a guy that always has the ball against a team in Miami who's like, they're not throwing, it's not Trae Young being put on him. It's just freaking Davion Mitchell is a good on-ball defender. It didn't matter. They had to switch him up. They're like, all right, you can't stop him. Wiggins, you have a go at him. Nope. Didn't matter. So to go back to that Tim Bontemps MVP straw poll, Brunson did finish 5th in that. He was only on 60% of the ballots. I went and checked. I mean, I think that's a little low. And I think if we did it again here, maybe, this was like a week or so ago, he's probably on, closer to 90, if not all 100% of the ballots. Whether you slot him 3rd, 4th, or 5th, because it's tough to obviously knock off Shea and Jokic 1-2. But yeah, Brunson, any thoughts on him before we get to Mitchell?
Well, he is the anchor for the opposing defense. Everybody is just using his gravity, unfortunately for them, to get sucked into the middle. They're always watching him at all times. And I think he's been better at passing away if he needs to, whether it's OG or Mikal Bridges, even though, you get a quiet night from Karl Anthony Towns, 2 points.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Crazy.
But I think Jalen Brunson, maybe it's endorsed by Mike Brown, uses the other guys way more. So there's an anchor that pulls all that gravity in, but he is great at utilizing it, understanding, all right, you're playing a step off me or step off OG to help onto me. I'm using those guys, and they helped out. Just those passes, even though, as you said, Davion Mitchell, incredible defender. He's just using those other guys so smartly. That's why he's going to be up there in MVP voting. Who votes for MVPs? It's the media. I mean, it should just go to the other coaches, really, because they know when we're playing against playing against the New York Knicks. Regarding Brunson.
Yeah.
So
you're trying to.
Yeah. The plan is to stop him, but he's getting much better at not holding the ball as long. The seconds per hold are down. And that's why his catch and shoots are up. That's why the drives are up for that team. That's why the passes are up for that team. They look great. They're the best team in the East.
He had a very funny exchange with Alan Hahn after the game, too. I don't know if you saw the interview, on-court interview. It was very funny. They're talking about the game, whatever, and then Alan Hahn brought up a bunch of crazy shots were made in this game, and he sort of asked him, like, what was the biggest shot? And he gave a couple suggestions. And Brunson sort of begrudgingly went, Josh Hart's, 40-foot bomb that he hit, that was pretty amazing. And he's like, I hate to say it, their hilarious relationship. And because he hasn't been a great friend to me recently, the crowd's laughing. And then Alan Hahn goes, good thumbs up. And Brunson was walking away, turned around, I was like, "Oh, that was pretty good, it's pretty good, Han." He had that one chambered, you could tell, but it was good. He snuck it in there, maybe like a thumb in the butt.
Josh Hart. We won't get into how the Knicks are. I mean, I just did get into how the Knicks are better, but Josh Hart is so important.
Oh God,
just like a fifth guy on that team to be able to shoot threes, because you could collapse way more on Jalen Brunson last year than this year. He's grown. He's grown. I know he has good years from time to time, but he's shooting 39% from three. It feels like he's grown. Like that bomb shot that he hit. I mean, you can rely on that guy more as a three-point shooter.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's their Iguodala at this point. And I tweeted over the weekend after watching Hart play another great game. It's like so many teams need a guy like this. We talked about it last week. It's like the Cavs could use a Hart. The Raptors could definitely use a guy like Hart. So many squads, if they don't have their own version of him. He just does all the little things, and he can shoot.
Now he's shooting threes, though. That's big.
Iguodala could shoot threes there for stretches, too.
But Josh Hart was struggling. I mean, last year he had a struggle.
And he will. I mean, he's going to ebb and flow like that. I don't think he's it's not the prettiest looking shot I've ever seen in the world.
No.
But you have to take it, and you got to shoot it with confidence.
Yeah.
And you'll go stretches maybe where he's a little cold, but you can get on a heater. He's awesome. And honestly, it gets to the point where it's even those games where it's not falling, he's doing a million other things to help you win the game. He takes a good team into a great team if the three is going with some consistency.
Yeah, and one thing I can't stand watching the Knicks City Edition court. They've got the throwback.
Don't like it?
No, they've got the throwback to their 70s.
Yeah,
days.
So the checkerboard or whatever.
It's a checkerboard in the paint.
Yeah,
but I started watching it, and I was watching with Danielle, and she said, "Oh, the blue and orange, they don't go together." And she pulls out. She's an artist. She pulls out the color wheel and how the blue and the orange are opposite each other on the color wheel. And she showed me in the paint, because they're using those orange transparent, it's an orange transparent square.
Yeah.
And you put blue on it, they kind of gray each other out. And that's what happens on the color wheel if you use opposite colors, and it's gray. It's gray. She went
color lesson here.
Yeah, she went and pulled out the Magnetiles. She showed me to them. I had them in my pocket, but they must have dropped out of my butt in the car there. And
you had them in your butt?
Yeah, and so when you use a butt pocket, and when you put them over each other, they go gray. It literally looks yucky. There's a reason why they got rid of that court, and they still don't rely on that 1970s court. This ain't the 1970s.
I don't mind the checkerboard sort of pattern. I don't love they have New York above the 3-point line. Yeah. I could do without that.
It's ugly, man.
That part looks stupid.
The colors don't look good. I
don't mind the rest of it, I gotta say. Mitchell Robinson. Let's talk about him. Entering the weekend, Mitchell Robinson was 6 for 27 from the free throw line. This had me wondering on last week's podcast, why weren't the Spurs in the NBA Cup final going to a little hack-a-Mitch, Mala-Mitch, whatever we're calling it? Send this guy to the line. He can't hit a free throw to save his life. Make him earn one or two, right? I was saying that. Well, Robinson eclipsed his free throws made in one night on Friday night, going 7 for 8 at the charity stripe in a 21-point performance against Philly. The Knicks lost that game, but great job on Mitchell Robinson at the line. I was reading about it. I guess he's been working on changing his shot at the line a lot. You won't believe this. Coaches told him to try putting some arc on his shot because that guy, he's a big dude. I get it. When you're 7 feet tall, you're going to shoot it a little differently, but like, holy crap. He tries to put it through the front of the rim. So trying to get him to put a little more loft on it, give it a chance, big man. He's apparently getting up. This made me laugh. Getting up at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Jesus, we're already live. Usually at 10 a.m. by then, but pretty funny. So he's getting in practice before the game, and he's adding it like this early morning shoot around to his game day routine. So when there's a game, gets up early and shoots free throws at 10 a.m. But anyway, it continued to pay dividends because on Sunday, Mitchell Robinson went 3 for 3 at the line. So Mitchell Robinson's free throw percentage damn near doubled over the weekend. He came into Friday's game shooting an abysmal 22.2% at the line. And after knocking down a combined 10 for 11 versus Philadelphia and Miami over the weekend, he's up to 42%. Good on you, Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, man.
Keep training at 10 a.m. Eastern at the free throw line. You can get that up to plus 50%. I believe in him. They looked a lot better. But we're joking about it a little bit, but he's pretty damn important to their championship aspirations.
Oh, yeah.
We know he's a monster out there, like gobbling up offensive rebounds. You want a guy like that to be able to play in a fourth quarter down a stretch of a close game, but you don't want the issue to be like, well, they can just hack him, bring the game to a halt, and he just keeps missing free throws. Like, he's got to just prove that he can hit them. 50% is even enough, right? When you go through the numbers, like, it sort of stops other coaches from doing it if you can just knock down 1 or 2 at the very least. So that's good for Knicks fans.
Just wake up at a decent time and get your loft on. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm jealous as a former night person. If Mitchell is a night person, but he can still wake up and get it done, that's the best of both worlds, my man. Congratulations. Yeah. They need him at the end of games. I thought he was going to be starting this season beside Karl-Anthony Towns to provide that the defensive backbone beside him. But number one, you got Josh Hart, balling and being respected, so you don't need to do that. But you also need Mitchell Robinson to finish games. And so that helps, just him coming off the bench and not having to start.
Yes.
Let's see.
Because he looks exhausted after like 2 minutes. Like, he just sort of holds himself like that. You know what I mean? He's like, so he's got like his tongue hanging out of his mouth. He's sort of like
hands on his knees.
Yeah, he sort of walks like almost like with his head down, sort of like always bobbing like this. But he just comes in there and he wrecks the offensive glass for whatever, 15 to 20 minutes. And if you can take away the strategy of the hack of Mitch, then you're laughing. Because the guy can contribute to winning basketball. So that was pretty amazing. He had a lot of free throws. That's a lot of free throws.
That is.
For the guy that was 6 of 27. All right, one more round of weekend winners. Who you got?
Let's go to a quick one here.
Okay.
Anthony Davis likes Cooper Flagg.
Oh, okay. Trey said opposite.
Yeah, on Friday's show, we watched them beat the Pistons on Thursday night. And Trey mentioned that after makes, Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg just weren't showing each other a lot of love. Davis kind of wasn't giving him enough of a high five when he high fived him. It was just a love tap. But then I saw the interview post game Thursday, and as Cooper Flagg is taking the question, Anthony Davis literally comes up to him and gives him a head rub. And we'll show it to you here on YouTube. You can see it. Watch Anthony Davis come from behind Cooper Flagg and give him a head rub. Now, that's way more affection than Trey mentioned. That is absolute love. We'll even slow it down for you here to show you.
Slow motion head rub. And then somebody gives him a nice neck massage. Yeah. Najee Marshall.
Najee Marshall gives him a neck chi Marshall, a neck chi rub. Yeah. So does that mean they love each other? I don't know, but I needed to show that just so we have all the information, we gather the information, and we figure it out. Do you think that's love? Do you think just a quick head rub?
That was nice.
It's more than a teeny tiny high five that Trey was mentioning.
That was like a proud older brother. Way to go, kid.
Yeah.
But not overdoing it by any means either.
Yeah.
I still want more from you.
Yeah, Trey. You could definitely interpret it as that. Trey mentioned that he wants Anthony Davis to take him under his wing as an 18-year-old kid. He needs somebody
He's
around.
19 now, isn't he?
He just turned 19, yeah. And now that might be Kyrie when he comes along. Kyrie's buying everybody golf carts on the Mavs for Christmas. But he wanted it from Anthony Davis. I don't know if that's Anthony Davis being that older brother, but it's something. It's something.
You got your eye on it.
Gotta keep a watch on what's going on. He showed Coop a little love. He rubbed his head.
Okay, good.
We needed to know, man. We needed to know.
I got a lot of other minor NBA weekend winners. There's still tons left on the table here. Kevin Durant talking his shit on Saturday to help the Rockets beat the Nuggets. That was a lot of fun.
That was great.
That was really fun as they snapped the Nuggets' 6-game win streak, and then Houston did lose to the Kings last night. That was last night.
It was Sunday. Yeah.
On a Westbrook great game, hit a big shot. Then Dennis Schroeder hit a big shot. Yeah, it was a wild one. So Rockets probably would have got maybe a winner of the weekend. Otherwise, Zion Williamson looking solid off the bench. Pelicans, 4 straight wins for them after getting another one over the weekends. That's good.
Yeah.
I already brought up Desmond Bane. That was a tough shot, man. I know it's like goes in the play-by-play or box score as like a layup, but like he is flying to the rim and had to throw it real high against the Jazz.
Yeah,
and that was a tough touch to do that, to get that to drop. That was an entertaining game. And then on Sunday, the Bulls and Hawks combined for more than 300 points.
Yeah.
In regulation. They did not go to overtime.
I was there.
You went down to the game?
It was incredible.
My God, you saw a lot of points.
Oh, my goodness.
The Bulls had like 83 at the half, was it? 82, 83?
Yeah, it was over 80. It was 82, whatever.
Yeah.
They had 9 guys score double digits. They move that thing. They keep on passing. They play that inside-outside game. They put up points, just like they put up on the Cavs on Friday. They beat them. They scored 136 on the Bulls, or excuse me, on the Cavs. They can score.
Winner of the weekend for Chicago. Didn't the Bears win? Crazy comeback, I think.
They
against,
did. It was
the
a cold one.
Yeah. But my final win of the weekend, I wanted to give it to the Wemby live experience, because you may have been down at the Fortress on Sunday, but I was there on Friday night to see Wembanyama play versus the Hawks. Game stunk. The Hawks got absolutely embarrassed right from the jump. Spurs looked dominant, but it was very fun to see Wemby in person. Had good seats. Shout out to No Dunks fan Cliff coming through with those. So I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 rows back, baseline, right by the Spurs bench, which is hilarious too.
Way better seats than me. Nice.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nice.
Well, it was great. And it's just like, you're at the point, if you have the means to do it, like, go see him. You got to go see Wemby live, because it is wild. 26 points, 12 rebounds. He had 3 assists, 2 blocks. He only played 21 minutes. He came off the bench again. He was a plus 29 in 21 minutes. And they started to give him some longer stints here too. He looked a little winded at times. I thought he powered through. But this guy, it's just so fun to see. And I took Nora. Nora was there, so she's going, oh my God, this is unreal. Like trying to and you're also explaining to people like, yeah, like he's crossing up guys and like obviously shooting threes, and it looks natural, but it shouldn't be. And I'm like trying to get it through to her, like, you can't be 7'4" and 7'5" and usually doing this type of stuff. But he can, and they just waxed the Hawks. It was like got up to like a 30+ lead at one point in the third quarter. And he's awesome. Go see him if you can. Like, to me, it's like Curry, Jokic, maybe Luka. If you've never seen LeBron, I mean, that would be fun to obviously add him to your list that you saw him live. And then Wembanyama's there. And there are many other great players in this league, but those to me are the ones that's like, it's a hell of an experience to see them in person.
No doubt. I don't remember which podcast brought up 30 front offices if they had the choice to start a franchise right here, right now. That plays a part. Like, Jokic is getting older, If they just had to pick one player, it's probably Wemby. Literally all 30. No disrespect to Shea, but it's probably Wemby. Now injuries are a question
the one concern.
Mark.
Can a guy that's 7'5" that does all that, can he stay healthy for his career?
Yeah,
I guess the concern.
I guess people question that because on FanDuel, somehow they are still not the favorites in the Southwest Division.
You love this division more than anyone.
It is. They're up 3 games on the Houston Rockets. Now, they've played a couple more games, so that plays a part. But even if the Houston Rockets played those 2 games and they won those 2 games, they would still be up 2 games on the Houston Rockets.
What up with that?
Houston is the favorite, minus 155. The Spurs, aren't a big underdog, but they're a plus 125. Still happening. Maybe it's because people think that there are going to be some Wemby injuries that happen. But
he's playing half the games right now. The good thing is the team is good.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Devin Vassell was on fire on Friday night. Castle was awesome. I mean, Those are two Georgia boys, actually. Yeah, they probably had a lot of family in attendance. No wonder they were balling out there on Friday night.
Yeah. I don't know how gambling odds work, but maybe there's more people betting on the Rockets for whatever reason. I don't know. The Rockets, even though they took out the Nuggets, and it was super fun to see KD do that thing he was doing with his arms.
Back,
yeah, because you don't really see a lot of that from KD. Beating them for the first time this season because Denver had won the first two. But they're on this road trip, and they've lost 3 of 4. Other than that Denver win, a couple were OT losses, and all 3 were OT losses that they've lost. So they're all close games. Yeah. So they deserve to be a division winner, but if they do win it. But yeah, the Western Conference is just amazing. That the Spurs are literally the 2nd seed now, and far ahead of the Houston Rockets. It's tough. OKC, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Wolves, and Rockets are your top 6. That's tough.
Wembanyama joined an exclusive club on Friday night, too. He recorded his 100th consecutive regular season game with at least 1 block. Took a little while to register that one against the Hawks, though, because what's happening now is, and it's been happening for a long time, if we're being honest, but like guys are just terrified to even shoot when they get in there. And I'm seeing it right there, baseline, when the Hawks were shooting on that net. So many Hawks attack, and then he's lurking.
Oh gosh!
And you just see it. They're like, nah, I'm not gonna take that one. I'll kick it out. And I wonder if that streak's gonna be snapped here because of dwindling opportunities, not because he obviously can't block shots, just because at a certain point people are like, wise up and like not even try it. Like he got one on Dyson Daniels, like sort of on a hook attempt, and he erased that. He had another one where he just pinned it against the glass. He did keep the streak going against the Wizards on Sunday. I think he had 2 more there. But I do wonder if that's going to stop at some point here. He's just going to have an 0 block game, a 0 block game, because there won't be a lot of opportunities, especially he's only playing half the game right now. I wonder. The only 2 players to have accomplished that feat, Patrick Ewing, 145 consecutive games with at least 1 block, and the late, great Dikembe Mutombo, that reached 116 games. So look, Wemby should surpass that. He should, but I do think there'll be one of these games where some smart team is like, don't even shoot when he's near you, man.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
We'll see.
I would think like a rebound comes and, offensive rebound comes and he's just there to knock somebody's shot because he's just that good. I think he should do it.
I was wondering, too, whether the Spurs were extra motivated for that win on Friday night, seeing as they do own the Hawks' first-round pick next summer. Or, Ash, I'm going to check in with you.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Okay.
Yeah, we just had it did come up on the actual feed as well. We went red for a second, but we're back, baby.
Okay, we're back.
But we're all good. All good. Yeah, we just had a quick little, what's going on here on the monitor? The red screen came up, but then you drag something over to that screen, and we're back, baby. All good.
We're getting it. I don't know what just happened. I think it's just because we're over time. JD's little thing went off.
He's like, we got to go to break. No, we don't. We will get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, let's do it now. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have a lot of NBA news still to tackle, so don't go anywhere.
Look, I was reluctant to change my wallet. I like my old flapper. It was a good one. It worked.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Anyway. But once I got into modern wallets like they're supposed to be, I ain't going back. You might know Ridge for their unique slim wallets. Well, they even got better. It's lighter. It's got cash straps. No more dropping cash. Money clips and AirTag attachments. My flip flapper was dropping money. Ridge also holds up to 12 cards. I was speculative of that.
Wow.
12, right? You'd think there'd be fewer. You'd think it'd be way less.
I wouldn't think it'd be even near 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're so slim.
They are super slim. It's got everything. It's got what you need. It's got RFID blocking technology, so it can't be digitally stolen. That's what a modern wallet is. It's got Ridge Tracker Card. You'll always know where your wallet is. You can track that thing. Listen, I don't got to talk it up. It's got over 100,000 5-star reviews, proof that Ridge is a gift people love to receive. It's that time. It even has 50+ colors, sports teams logos you can throw on there. That's a good gift, and here's a good deal. Not a good deal, actually. A great deal. For a limited time, Ridge is having their huge holiday sale. Head to ridge.com/dunks to get up to 47% off your order. That's the biggest discount they've given all year. Ridge.com/dunks for up to 47% off your order. It's the biggest sale of the year. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. You tell them. No dunks. Not dunks, like this offer is here. Ridge.com/dunks. No dunks. We did it for you.
We sent them to you, Ridge. The people listen to Tas Melis when he talks about his flippy flappy wallet,
man.
and he wants a Ridge in his back pocket.
It was hard. It was hard to say goodbye to the old flapper. It was a good one. You know, like you have an old baseball glove. You want to keep it forever.
Oh, right.
But it's time.
Okay.
It's time.
Well, this NBA season on FanDuel, it's all about the boost. Boost, baby. Because game days mean your chance to boost your bet and make every play pay off. Yeah, you heard me. Every play pay off. All customers get a 25% profit boost on NBA parlay and SGP bets, single game parlay bets. The pace is fast, the games never stop, and with FanDuel, you got more ways to make every win even bigger. So lock in your bets, boost your odds like a bad boy, and make every night count with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA and No Dunks. Okay, we've done NBA weekend winners, did a whole lot of those. We said, you know what, we're in the holiday spirit. We're feeling good. We're not going to do losers, even though we crapped on the Raptors a fair amount there too. But let's get to some NBA news. Tas, first one, the NBA sent out a league-wide memo Friday informing teams that it plans policy changes to prevent injury information from being leaked and used by sports bettors after current and former players were indicted in a federal investigation into illegal gambling. So the league is also considering changes to address tanking, the increase the frequency of injury reporting, and restrict what sports books offer. This is all according to the memo. There's actually like 6 things that they're sort of talking about in this memo for potential change, but the one getting all the headlines there is probably the injury reporting, along with like the prop bets and maybe this tanking of it all.
Yeah, I will say, even though I'm a positive Pete when it comes to a lot of things that happen around the NBA, this is sort of a start, but it's not really anything like they're actually establishing that's going to change a lot. Because yes, now teams, according to the memo, have to report between 11 and 1 that day. If you got a game that night, you got to report your injuries. And then from that point on, you have to report every 15 minutes whether or not there's a change. Because a lot of times guys warm up in the morning, they're questionable. Maybe they're game time decisions. So they're actually making it required that you have to report every 15 minutes. So there isn't these huge windows where the information can leak to another person and that whole thing can happen. But why I'm a little bit reluctant here, it's not required on the second day of a back-to-back, according to The Athletic, via those memos. Now, I that's The Athletic reporting, according to ESPN and Shams. That wasn't established whatsoever, but that's weird. I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers have had 7 back-to-backs so far this season, so you're just telling me that in 7 games they don't have to report the problem, as you mentioned, had leaked for so many times. And this hasn't been implemented by any means. This whole reporting. It's a
memo, baby.
It's a memo.
Potential change.
So it's some chatter. That's all this really is. And as you were saying, there's a lot of other things, tanking and prop betting to get to. But prop betting has got to be more reined in. And so according to this memo, there are these ideas that it will be. There's potential changes in prop betting.
Yeah, let me tell you, the NBA plans to advocate for further restrictions on prop bets, including how much can be wagered, limitations on under bets, reducing the number of players offered by sportsbooks, and eliminating bets that could be determined on a single play. This is all stuff when all of the Rozier stuff obviously came to the forefront and all these investigations. This is like all stuff we were talking about. I remember you specifically. Even the injury reports, you were saying, got to get these earlier, got to get them more.
Right.
You know, right now they're updated hourly. Like you said, in theory, they might move to like every 15 minutes so you can stay on top of this stuff more. But the restrictions on prop bets we talked about. And it just felt like a no-brainer to like take away some of these unders that you could totally manipulate as a player, along with nefarious people that are illegally gambling on this stuff. So that, to me, they will go that direction, and you should. We don't need to have a prop bet on every single player at the end of the bench and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I know different sites do it differently. Like different sites don't go all the way down to 15 players on the roster,
Right.
which is one of these notes in the memo. Which types of players can be subject to prop bets? So Jonte Porter, who was guilty of spreading information of the fact that he was going to leave games. Oh, my eye hurts.
Yeah.
That happened. He is an end of player guy. So maybe we just get rid of anyone, 6 through 15, anyone who plays off the bench
It's
or
like,
whatever.
why is there a Jonte Porter bet to begin with?
Right.
That's what you get into.
And currently some gambling websites don't even have those. They just have top of the roster type of guys. But I think some of those those bets where it's literally like a 0.5 number of steals for Cooper Flagg. I noticed one, and there's a note here from the NBA. That's one of the things that we're looking at here, getting rid of what it calls problematic bet types when it comes to over-unders. I mean, listen, you can get rid of over-unders entirely and just go and have teams bet on when it comes to line or when it comes to wins and losses. And I know when we were discussing it a few months ago, you said, well, what about the money? The NBA is happy to get money from these prop bets. That being said, it's not like they get direct money. It's money that goes to these gambling companies. Now, to get into a deal with the NBA, there has to be some money exchanged at the beginning of the season, and players aren't paid directly from the bets, but they do receive BRI from those
Everybody's
agreements.
making money off of
Right.
it. Yeah.
So the prop bets may not be totally extinguished, but there is ways.
I don't think they will be.
Yeah, a maximum amount
But
that
you
can
can
be
curtail
wagered.
some of these like odd ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd. It is all odd. Whether if you do just the top 3 guys and you say Tyrese Maxey 1.5 steals, like guys that are going to play. I don't know. There's lots of ways around and maximum amounts that you can bet on and that kind of thing. And there's other good things in the memo. Additional things, the league plans to upgrade its education program on gambling for players.
Yep.
Okay, of course.
Sure.
Of
No-brainer.
course. Yes.
How to deal with basically people threatening them and harassment,
Yeah.
which, I mean, yeah.
That was something that was happening. The Athletic had a great survey done with all the players, what was bothering them about gambling, period. It was them being harassed by fans.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Online and probably in person to some extent.
Yeah. Exactly. Both. Yeah. Come on, man. I got you for 3.5 rebounds. Get out there and play. That kind of annoying thing. So adopting new measures to protect players, coaches, and team personnel from harassment from sports bettors in general. And the ability to enhance its ability to investigate unusual betting activity.
Yeah.
So just getting better.
Again, a lot of this to me was like no brainer. Yep. We talked about that. Yep. A million people said that. You should explore that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if you're going to be in bed with gambling companies, then you need to have all of these as many guardrails as you can to keep the integrity of it as much as you can. Right. The one thing I'll say from the memo, the league said it also has reviewed its policies around tanking and the incentives involved.
Yeah.
The memo said part of the review includes potential changes to draft pick protections and changing its draft lottery rules. And that was sort of just left like that. That's leaving a lot for us to fill in the blanks in. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about here with the tanking part and how they're going to curtail it or penalize for it. That was the one thing from all of this. I'm like, what? Need to know more.
Yeah, along with those additional things I said, along with the tanking, even the prop betting stuff, it is just stuff that they're looking at. And so it just felt like, here's all the things that we're looking at as a league office, including tanking, and here's a memo. It doesn't really say anything that they're doing along with those other things, but they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Anyways, I want a copy of this memo.
We can probably get you one.
Well, I don't know. It should be out there. It should be public information. Because as I said, The Athletic reported it differently than Shams Charania and ESPN reported it. So why not get the details? That second day of back-to-back thing is weird. I get getting out there, who's injured, who's playing, reporting it every 15 minutes, but you don't have to do it on a second day of back-to-back. Again, The Athletic said it. The ESPN didn't. It's weird, right?
It's a little odd.
It is
I didn't catch that.
It is odd.
All right, our next headline here. This is fun. The Minnesota Timberwolves are hiring Kevin Garnett as a team ambassador with a plan to honor KG's number 21 in a jersey raising ceremony at the Target Center on a future date. So KG's off-court role tasks will be focused on business, community, fan engagement, content development. I'm sure he'll be holding a ball no matter what he's doing, slapping it, yelling at people. But the fun part is that they are now, in theory, going to move forward with retiring his number 21 jersey.
It's been years coming. Right. Yeah, that's all. There isn't really much to say about this. Obviously, new ownership.
Yes.
And Rodriguez and Mark Lowry is that's the big difference. Yeah. It's not Glenn Taylor anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Because Garnett thought he was going to buy a piece of the franchise way back when Glenn Taylor was around. It didn't happen. But he went back there. He went back there as a player and retired there because he loved the late Flip Saunders and that connection there. So he loves the team. He loves the organization, but he didn't like Glenn Taylor. And they had that.
Nope. He said, quote, "I don't do business with snakes," is the KG quote that he told The Athletic back in 2020.
It's real. George Karl type scenario. A lot of snake talk. George Karl, head coach, but everybody called him snakes. Your DeMarcus Cousins and all that. Either way, it's fitting. He is the freaking organization. I was surprised, though, even as a basketball nerd, to know that he still leads the franchise in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Is that just me, Ash? Well, is that just me being stupid and living in the moment to know that that guy leads them in everything?
I think you're shocked because it was a while ago, obviously.
What about a cat or something? Like somebody to pass him
I think
something.
I would have thought it was been like Cat or something like that. Maybe even Kevin Love, just the numbers he was putting up there for a little bit.
Yeah, he just didn't play there that long.
I guess you're right when you think about it. But yeah. How long did KG play for the Timberwolves before he went
was
to the
drafted in
Celtics?
95 and was traded in 07, wasn't he?
Right?
So,
wow.
12 years.
Full seasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12 full
More
seasons.
than Cat.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's great to see. And this is, you're right. The new owners talked about like how that was a priority too. Like get KG back in the fold and obviously retire his jersey. Like it is wild when you think that his jersey is retired by the Celtics. He won a championship, so that's cool and that's amazing. And he was still great, but like, yeah, he was the Minnesota Timberwolves. And because of the fallout with Glenn Taylor, they never got to raise that 21 to the rafters. Like it's weird that's not up there.
Yeah,
and it
simple
rightfully will be up there. So there you go. All right, final piece of headline here, or final news. Blake Griffin, Jamal Crawford, and Joe Johnson were among the first-time nominees announced Friday that will be considered for enshrinement into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame next year. Nearly 200 players and teams were on this list, unveiled by the Hall, because this is just like the big list, right? WNBA legend Candace Parker, by far the most notable name, right? An absolute lock is my point to make the Hall of Fame. I've just given you the sort of key NBA guys, new guys, first-time nominees.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on Blake, Jamal Crawford, or Joe Johnson? I know we've talked about Blake Griffin before, but what do you think?
Yeah, I do wonder if Blake gets in. I got him in. Individual accolades aside.
First time in, though? First time ballot?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he deserves to get in. 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. Okay, that stuff is great and all that. But he was their biggest star on social media. I know social media, who gives a crap when it comes to the Hall of Fame? But social media is a big part of the NBA world. They rely on it. They just thrive on it. And the biggest guy thriving on social media as it came up, in the early 2000s was Blake Griffin. He's the best dunker of the 2010s when he was decapitating Kendrick Perkins or Mozgov or Pau Gasol. He was the biggest star. And so to me, yeah, it's part of the culture and sports media. I think that part is part of the NBA world. I'm not saying that the NBA is a highlight league, like Adam Silver said, but it kind of is. And so highlights that lived on social media and lived on Twitter, I think he gets in because of that. Does it help that maybe this class isn't, top of the top NBA players when you think about history? Maybe.
Right. There's no surefire.
Yeah. So
absolute
who's the one?
Hall of Fame lock here on this. First-time nominees are really any of obviously the returning names that are on the list.
Yeah.
There are some maybe. Right. Like, look, if Blake Griffin makes the Hall of Fame, then Amari Stoudemire has to be in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
I made a short on this once. Their careers are damn near identical to the point where it's almost creepy. Blake and Amari. Rookie of the Year winners, 6-time All-Stars, 5-time All-NBA selections, similar points per game and rebound numbers over a pretty similar amount of time in their careers, played for beloved teams that came up short, be it the Lob City Clippers or the 7 seconds or less Suns. Next level athletes, all the dunks. Again, it's really wild how similar they are. So if one makes it, I feel like the other one has to make it, in my opinion. And Amari is among the returning eligible candidates. That's why I asked you, you sure Blake is like a first-time Hall of Fame?
I know.
Put him in? I don't know. Because Amari wasn't.
I know.
It's pretty close.
They're so similar when it comes to the resumes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the social media highlights,
Okay.
that's a different nature.
Poor Amari was playing when there wasn't Twitter.
It's too early. Yeah. Well, it was before his time. But the guy who capitalized, who thrived on it, was thriving on it.
Yeah.
So, that's why I wouldn't leave him off. The other guys, I guess I didn't mention right away, Crawford or Joe Johnson.
I would say
Not
I
Hall
think
of Famers.
Crawford has almost a 0% chance.
Yeah.
I would maybe 1%, 5%. It's very low.
I can't disagree.
You don't think he gets some just for his 6-man success?
I mean, that's
the most
only
prominent
one. thing you can go on, that he's one of the best 6-man of the year players of all time. I mean, he's a 3-time NBA 6-man of the year winner. He finished top 5 another 3 times. So he had a stretch there where he, of course, was one of the best. Here's my biggest takeaway with Jamal, though, for like not putting him in the Hall. He did not have really much playoff success.
Right.
And in fact, when you go and look at the numbers, like he actually was worse in the playoffs than he was in the regular season. And it's not like he was the most efficient scorer to begin with in the regular season. Like the guy was a highlight. The guy could fill it up in a hurry. He had 50-point games for like 4 different franchises, but he didn't shoot the hell out of the ball. Like it's low percentages, low 3-point percentages. He was like a volume shooter, right? That's what you want from a 6-man. Like come in, no conscious, fire away. You're going to win us some games. Maybe you'll shoot us out of some other ones.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, like tell me a Jamal Crawford playoff moment for one.
Literally not one.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
He shot 38% in the postseason. Like it's not good. Like sub 40 for a guy that's whole thing is scoring.
I guess I just
have him at
I just
0.
asked the question just because I've heard you guys talk about the Hall of Fame all these years, and you always say some of these guys can get in because can you tell the story of basketball without him? Right?
Yeah, right.
And with him as a 6-man, there's only a few people you think of as like, oh yeah, 6-man guy, So
Yeah.
I was just curious, like if we thought he gets in, but this class, I was looking at the list the other day. I think Malika announced it.
Yeah.
And like I saw Sheldon Williams on here. I saw Brandon Roy in this list.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what are we doing?
The list is huge. Like I said, it's like 200 people
Interesting.
across
Brandon
like
Roy.
teams as well. Yeah.
Brandon Roy would have got there if he wasn't hurt, I think.
yeah.
But he didn't play. Sheldon Williams, where did that come from?
I mean, college success.
That's what I was curious about. I
guess.
saw, was it Bomani Jones tweet, and he said, who's that last name? And I had to go like rewind the video and look at the bottom of the list, and it said Sheldon Williams.
Didn't Sheldon Williams, wasn't he married to Candace Parker?
He was married to Candace Parker. I still, for the life of me, don't understand that one, but I'm not going to get into that today. But yeah, Sheldon Williams.
Yeah, that's weird.
Crazy.
I don't know.
is strange.
I don't like. It sounds like I'm shitting on Jamal Crawford, but I just don't think he's that. To me, at a certain point, you have to have a cutoff for these things. I don't have him in the Hall of Fame,
right.
but like I'm not going to have Lou Williams in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like you said, like notable 6-man of the year winners. Like who else are you throwing on that list?
I mean,
those
really,
two guys come to mind.
It's those two and then Ginobili, but Ginobili's in, right?
Yeah,
But he won championships and he was
Exactly,
like
that's my
the
push.
greatest 6-man. But how many did he win? And then how many did Lou and
well, I
and-
think
and
they
Jamal
both
win?
won 3 each, and I think Ginobili only won 1.
See, that's what I mean. So like, he's got some awards like these. This is different. It's unprecedented when it comes to 6-man because we've got MVPs and like defensive player of the years, but a 6-man award, you don't see people winning that multiple times. And these two are, top 3 greatest 6-man of all time. Like maybe that gets them in.
Right.
I feel like arguing that over even Tas's argument for Blake, because I don't know Blake and Joe Johnson. I don't know why he's on this list.
Joe Johnson, I think, does have a better chance than Jamal Crawford to make it.
Just on
I mean,
scoring
he's
points.
a 7-time All-Star. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 7-time All-Star. He only made 1 All-NBA team, so it is a little weird. So he was helped out by the Eastern Conference and all that. I think Basketball Reference has Joe Johnson at like a 50% chance to make it.
Wow.
By the way, they have Jamal Crawford at a 0% chance to make it.
I think
For what you put into that.
Blake was also at like a 50% chance, just like Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson, to me, though, is going to go the way of like a LaMarcus Aldridge. an incredible player when he played, scoring a lot of points. But, the whole, can you tell the story of basketball and will he be remembered? I don't know. I mean, yesterday when we went into the Hawks game, kids were getting Jalen Johnson jerseys. That's when I brought up, Joe Johnson's been nominated for the Hall of Fame. and my friend Phil said, well, yeah, it's also great that's probably the most common NBA last name in history. Johnson. You can just keep wearing that
Williams
thing.
or Johnson is probably the answer.
Listen, as far as the six-man goes, there isn't a six-man wing of the Hall of Fame, and I think that plays a part. Like, if there was, then it's different.
Right.
But
well,
there just
six-man
isn't.
to begin with is a funny concept. It's like I think it's important. It's vital. But it's also saying you're not good enough to start, or we don't want you to start because of maybe defensive limitations or whatever. Like, when I'm like, it's sort of funny when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
You're not even you're not even good enough, or we want you to come off the bench. We prefer you coming off the bench. And it's a skill. It's a hell of a skill.
In a current six-man, I think of Jason Terry as a more prominent guy who made more of a mark in the playoffs. He won it with the Dallas Mavericks because he was super important and came out and performed, even though he didn't win as many as these guys. Lou, and Jamal Crawford, but I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I didn't put Jason Terry in, even though the guy was a bucket as well. You got to be a multiple-time All-Star.
If you go through the list of six-man of the year winners, there are not a lot of Hall of Famers.
Right.
Like, I know Kevin McHale was at one point coming off the bench very early, so he turns into a Hall of Famer. Who else? There's not a lot.
I guess that's
Ginobili.
kind of what I mean,
we brought
though.
Ginobili as one. That's for sure.
Ginobili
That's it, I
is
think.
the most
That's
famous
it.
one.
Okay.
I think so.
So, yeah. I just curious, yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. I did see, speaking of six-man of the year winners, this guy won two of them. I don't even think his name was on the list. And he was a little upset on Twitter. Detlef Schrempf. Not even on this, 200-plus people list to be eligible. That is a little weird. He was a good player. I don't think he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but his whole thing was not even be on this nominee list. Weird to me.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
A long career, yeah. Somehow he got into my algorithm as well because he was on those Portland Trailblazers that almost knocked off the Lakers in that conference finals as the Lakers went to their three-peat. What a team. Just got fed that algorithm of Rasheed Wallace, Steve Smith, Arvydas Sabonis. What a freaking team that was. So I went down that way. But, yeah, six men don't make it.
No.
And I guess not. You're right, it's a vital spot, but you should probably be top 3, 4 player on your team kind of thing, Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not, then you need to be like Ginobili, where it's you have massive playoff success and are winning a ton of championships, and you're a part of the reason why. Whether you're starting games or just ending them like he was, there's levels to this thing.
And a gold medal in the Olympics, knocking
well.
off the U.S. That was obviously monstrous in 04. And
that's true.
He could have easily been starting and playing way more with the Spurs, but he was not.
To wrap this up, I do think Blake eventually makes the Hall of Fame, just like I think Amari will, and I do not think Jamal will, and I do not think Joe Johnson will.
You think Amari will as well?
Yeah, because like I said, if Blake eventually gets in, then I think you got to put Amari in. That's my thinking on it. How do you differentiate the two to me?
Yeah.
They're pretty damn similar. All right, that's some news. Let's get to Wobbly of the Night, sponsored by John Horn. So it's Horn Boy of the Night. Yeah, John Horn reached out last week. Hey, I want to sponsor Woboy. We got you, Horn. Horn Boy of the Night is what he wanted it to be called. So Horn Boy of the Night goes, that I guess unusual honor goes to Knicks captain Jalen Brunson, who we talked about earlier in the show. 47 points. Perfect at the free throw line. 11 for 11, hit a bunch of threes too. He had 8 assists, added 3 boards, but 47 in the Garden. That is his, like I said, high in Madison Square Garden. Which then got me thinking, what's the all-time high for a Knicks player in Madison Square Garden? It's got to be Melo, right? Probably Melo? 62?
Yeah, I think so.
Will Brunson beat that?
What about
I'd probably say no. Probably say no.
You said the highest for a Knicks player in the Garden? It was, or highest for...
Well, what's the highest for a Knicks player in the Garden?
Oh, for
I think it's Melo.
Yeah, I think it is Melo.
But Brunson this is his high in the Madison Square Garden now, 47. Could he get? Does he have a 50 burger in the Madison Square Garden under him? Probably. Yeah, but not 60, 62. Damn, I doubt that. All right, congrats to the horn boy of the night.
Yeah, the name gets even weirder tomorrow. Somebody's already paid for tomorrow. Wanted to sponsor Wellboy tomorrow.
Jesus,
well, I don't know if it's weirder. We'll see tomorrow what everyone thinks. It's a weird one, though.
Tune in for tomorrow's Will Boy of the Night, which is already sponsored. Gee,
Yeah.
lining them up now.
They're lined up. They're lined up till our next show after tomorrow's show, December 29th. There's another
Holy
one.
moly. Okay.
There's another one.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Pick 'em.
Let's get some pick'ems.
Yeah, I had a loss there on Friday night. So did Trey, because we had the Hawks, and you took the Spurs. So Trey and I are battling here, Tass, at the bottom of the standings. You're 12-3. You're fine. Trey's 7-8. I'm 5-10. So we're starting to run out of games here in December because obviously because of the weird break here with the schedule. But where are we going?
Dallas going into New Orleans, where they're facing a team that has won 4 basketball games in a row. It's pretty incredible. The Pels have won 4 in a row. So it's a very close line. The Pels are favored by 1.5. I'm comfortable taking them. I'm excited to take them. And so are you.
Yeah.
Well, Trey's got to take the Mavs. He's got no choice.
Small line, tough one to pick. I mean, both teams are at least playing a little bit better. But yeah, I'll go Pels riding this little wave.
It is incredible, this Pels. Zion coming off the bench still. Yeah. In the last game, he had 29 off the bench against the Pacers, where they had 66 off the bench in total. The Pels, who knew? Coming on here, I almost wanted to make the Hawks a loser of the weekend because the Pels are getting good, and the Hawks are getting the Pels draft pick this coming season. Now,
the Hawks had a bad weekend for sure.
They sure did.
They got smoked by the Spurs and gave up 150 plus to the Bulls.
Yeah, no, the Hawks
and then that part
still have a great draft pick, but because the Pels aren't they're not making the playoffs right now, but they're still ahead of a bunch of teams, or they're coming in line with a bunch of teams. So it'll be fun. Anthony Davis also going to play his old team in New Orleans tonight, so it should be a fun one.
Okay. Is that one on League Pass, Tess?
Let me click. I don't know. I'm unaware.
Well, I bring that up because we got a little League Pass.
Oh, that was your segue. Damn.
Oh, yeah,
I
set
forgot.
you up.
No, you did, man.
Threw you the alley oop and you just watched it go over your head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice pass. I should have jumped and got that.
Well, yeah, I should have. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about the Clippers as a loser of the weekend.
Oh God,
Zubats is out for weeks, man.
Clippers waxed the Lakers, man.
And they're still a loser of the weekend.
Yeah.
Ty Lue said, we just got to go 35-20 the rest of the season. Yeah. And then Zubats gets hurt.
Yeah, that's
for several weeks. Anyway, let's get to that League Pass subscription because we've got a good deal. Okay. We don't say this very often. We're not messing around. We can get you a real good deal. We also have a QR code coming up on your screen on YouTube.
QR code's still a thing.
They're hot. They're good. I love them. We'll also have a link that we can throw in our YouTube description and on Twitter. But a League Pass subscription, if you scan over on your QR code or you click the link, it's only $79.99 the rest of the way. And I don't know what you think, Skeets, but League Pass has improved.
Oh my God! I'm at the point. I just don't talk about it. Don't jinx it. This is the best it's ever worked for me.
It has.
Yeah.
It is. I love their resume feature. When you kind of click to another game, you come back to that game, you can just click resume, so you just jump right back in.
That.
Like it's a freaking TV show. Fewer dropouts. And League Pass subscribers can watch on Prime Video. You can link your account and watch on Prime Video. That's pretty cool. I know Con Knipple preseason was heard that the NBA is going to be on Amazon Prime. He said, whoa, now my family can watch. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe that's a tell for a great gift for people.
For the Knipples. Maybe the Knipples could use the QR code that we just had up there. What'd you say? $80, $79.99?
The rest of the season, yeah, it's pretty solid.
That's not bad. Not bad if you love basketball, and I'm sure you do if you're watching this show or listening to this show. So take advantage of that, or makes a great gift too. All right, we'll call it there. Ash, you did it, man.
Got there, man.
I think we're still live on the air, so that's good. That's all that matters.
We are.
Let's go.
Ash, you're here tomorrow with us?
Yes, sir.
That'll be the final show this week in the factory. I do plan on doing something on the 26th in the yard, maybe recapping the Christmas Day games. But we'll see when we get later on in the week here. But we'll be here tomorrow. We'll try and get that one monitor that we couldn't get working going.
Oh, we're cooking tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
We are cooking tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you haven't been here in a while.
It's been too long.
And the biggest thing is things changed. That's the thing. JD like switched up everything.
The entire studio is different. So, yeah.
There's a lot more going on over there.
Yeah, but we're going to be fine tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix it up right after this show.
Okay. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern here on YouTube Live, and obviously flipped into a podcast after that. Until then, Clipper Bros.
Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, we didn't go through losers of the weekend. That's how positive we are on this show.
In a weird way, we did.
Yeah, we did. But I think you can call the Kings loser of the weekend.
Why?
Even if they won.
Too.
But Domantas Sabonis out another month.
Oh,
Maybe that's a good sign for them. Maybe they decide, all right, we got to blow this thing up. What are we going to do here? The Charlotte Hornets with a LaMelo Ball scored 86 points. What is this? What is this? Del Curry on the floor? What is this, 1995? Anyway, that's about it. That's all. I just wanted to add that in.
okay. Brace the day, people.